ṣe Ọlọ́run Ísírẹ́lì ẹ̀rù rẹ ni mo bà o ẹ̀rù jẹ́jẹ́jẹ́. Oṣù bàrámàrẹ́ o Ọlọ́run mi. Àwàwà wọ́wọ́ Olódùmarè. Oṣù bàrámàrẹ́ o. Tó gbé Fáráò mi létí òkun pupa. Yìnyín rábò ayé.
Kábíyèsí ọba mi Olódùmarè. Pátápátá parí ọlá. Ọba tó gògògògò tí ò lópin. Àkọ́dá ayé. Ọba mi tó lè fọba jẹ. Tí ò ṣẹ̀dá ẹ̀kan tó lè rọ̀ lóyè. Ọba mi tó lè rọba lóyè. Tí ò sí baba ńlá nìkan tó lè fi ọba náà jẹ padà. Bàbá mi tó lè tì. Tí ò sẹ́nìkan tó lè ṣí. Ọba tó lè ṣí tí ò sí baba ńlá ẹni baba ńlá kú ẹnìkankan tó lè tì í. Tí o bá ní káyé máa bẹ táyé jẹ bí ẹ lèrè. Tó bá dẹ̀ ní pé káyé bá sí bí gbogbo stéètì parẹ́ bí gbogbo ìjọba ìbílẹ̀ parẹ́ òun láti pé ọ̀pọ̀ ẹṣẹ́lébù gọ̀ọ̀nì ẹ̀ mo ní tó bá ẹ̀wọ́ ẹ̀wọ́ nǹkan tí ọlọ́ọ̀bá mi ò kí dá ọba mi tó dá oúnjẹ ṣùgbọ́n tí ò kí jẹ wọn ṣùgbọ́n ọpẹ́ lóúnjẹ bàbá mi bó o gbé yán bó o gún yán pẹ̀lú ọ̀gbẹ̀ ẹ̀gúsí bó o tún ṣe ìrẹsì àbí o tún ṣe ẹ̀wà kò sí kankan ọba mi òkè òní jẹ́ kò sọ́ba tá a lè fi ọ́ wé mo ní kò sọ́ba tó dàbí ọba mi mo ní mo wò ó títí kò sáré tó dàbí adé rẹ o àbí tálákà lè fi wé ní ayé yìí àbí tálákà lè pé táwọn ọmọ ẹ̀dá ènìyàn táwọn títí tálákà lè fi wé àwa gbé kàlẹ́dà kan jáde àwa sọ pé ọba ilẹ̀ àìrọ́ àṣà ń fi wé nǹkan kan ni ṣùgbọ́n bá a ṣe fi wé gbogbo nǹkan ọba mi òkè òbínú o ẹ wò ó lẹ́nu ọjọ́ mẹ́ta yìí tá a bá gbà ọ̀rọ̀ ìkọ̀ lórílẹ̀‐èdè kankan lórílẹ̀‐èdè kan àfi ẹnìkan fi wé ẹnìkan ẹni ó bínú ó wá fi òfin kan síta pé ẹnikẹ́ni tí òfin bá gbé tó bá ṣòro ìkọ́ra ẹ̀ pé ó bá fojú bu náà fún ẹ̀ pé àwọn tilé ayé nìyẹn o ká tó wá sọ pé ọba mi òkè èèyàn mi àwọn kákàndé sọ pé wọ́n á ní ọlọ́run ló kọ́ lu attachment ẹ̀gbọ́n síbẹ̀ ló ṣe rí ẹ̀gbẹ́ tí àwọn á sọ pé ọlọ́run síbẹ̀síbẹ̀ ọba mi pa ọba tó dàrú tí àrùn ò lè ṣe ọba tó ta sọ́mọ̀ bí ẹni tẹ́lí ọba tó ta sọ́mọ̀ bí ẹni taṣọ tó tẹ̀lẹ̀ bí ẹni tẹ́lí kò sẹ́ni tá a lè fi wé olórúkọ ẹgbàágbèje bẹ́ẹ̀ ni o ẹgbọ́n sójọba ìlú yín adé lásán lọba yéǹde kò jọ tó bá mi òkè alágbádá iná aláwọ̀ tẹ́lẹ̀ òrùn gbìngbìn nìkìáwó má ṣe é gbé. bẹ́ẹ̀ ni kò sí àkàwé rẹ̀ nínú ayé kò dẹ̀ tún sí àkàwé rẹ̀ ní ọ̀run o orúkọ tèmi náà tí ì padà èmi náà lọmọ yín ọ̀rẹ́ yín àbúrò yín olólùfẹ́ yín Òjó Ìdòwú wo tẹ bá ní tó wọlé aláìwòjọ Jésù Kristi ẹ̀rọ ẹ̀bùn sì tẹ̀gẹ̀ fún ìyá ọ̀gá mi adé ìgbà ìgbàdé ọmọ inú òkè bẹ̀ sí Èkìtì tẹ̀lé pé ẹ̀sìn pé Jésù ti wà nìyẹn náà. Àìkú àìpapòdà bẹ́ẹ̀ ni mo kí o pa pé a kú ìsinmi èní Sunday tó kẹ́yìn nínú oṣù keje ọdún 2026 ẹ̀rí pé oṣù ó ṣe kí ni ó ti lọ náà lọ ìwé ọjọ́ mẹ́jọ ìní a máa fi àpé happy new month first Sunday of the month in August ẹ̀bí ní mi ẹ̀ gbọ́ pé mi gbọ́ ìbò. bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ẹ ṣé gan púpọ̀ ọ̀gá mi dáadáa ìyẹn production manager wa adé ìgbà ìgbàdé ní bínú ní àgbà tí ò bínú òun lọmọ rẹ̀ pọ̀ yọ́yọ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ẹ̀rọ ní ọmọdé òní mẹ́kọ̀ọ́ jẹ kó má rà lọ́wọ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ ni o ẹ ṣe àyè ọpẹ́ yọ ní ogbó ti là kọjá àìpẹ́ bí ìlú ṣe le tó bí orílẹ̀-èdè ṣe le tó bí àdúgbò ṣe le tó kò lè mẹ́rin àti ìwọ mo ní ẹ̀ka dúpẹ́ tiwa o. àyè ọpẹ́ yọ fún wa o pàápàá jù oníkànnì Splash FM àyè ọpẹ́ yọ fún wa o àbẹ́ òyìnbó yọ fún ẹnu lórí ìlàṣẹ́ríkẹ́ dúpẹ́ ti yí o nínú gbogbo tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ lórílẹ̀‐èdè Nàìjíríà kò kẹ̀mí àti ìwọ àwọn tó wá ṣẹlẹ̀ sí àwọn òfin ìwọ o pé nípa àfihàn gbé pẹ̀lú ẹ̀mí ṣùgbọ́n gbogbo ìwé ìta bá wà láyé ẹja máa dúpẹ́ o bóyá oúnjẹ láti rí jẹ ẹja máa dúpẹ́ gbogbo tá a bá ti ń ṣe nílé ayé yìí. mo máa ń sọ ọ̀kan gbogbo ìgbà màá ní bẹ́ẹ̀ ni bá wà ìrètí ń bẹ o ẹni tó bá ti kú nìkan ni ò sí ìrètí fún mọ́ òun ló ti tán fún. mo máa fi dè máa fi ṣe àpẹẹrẹ ó rọrùn láì gbúdọ̀ wọlé tó kù. àìmọ̀ máa rántí nǹkan kan tí bá ti ń ṣe ètò lára akẹgbẹ́ mi iléeṣẹ́ ò sọ̀rọ̀ rẹ nígbà jákè òní mo dí ọ̀rọ̀ ìbòdì ọ̀rẹ́ mo dí sọ́wọ́. ó ń ṣe torí pé o ò ní aṣọ tó fẹ́wọ̀n torí aṣọ kan tó wọ̀ inú bí aṣọ òpó méjì ó ń ṣe torí bẹ́ẹ̀ ló ṣe ní dúpẹ́ pọ̀ jẹ́ pé aṣọ olóyè iyebíye jẹ́ pé aṣọ náà wọ́n kò dúró lọ́rùn wọn tó àgbẹ̀ tó pọ̀ jù ní bóyá bíi 10,000 tó yẹ pé wọ́n ó dúró lọ́rùn rẹ ṣùgbọ́n àwọn kan wọ́n ra aṣọ kílódé aṣọ 1 million 2 million 3 million ṣùgbọ́n kò dúró lọ́rùn wọn o tó wọ aṣọ 5,000 aṣọ 1,000 owó wọ́n wá dàbí ẹ̀ pé wọ́n bí ẹ má ṣọ́ ẹni. ṣé kò tọ́pẹ́ ni. ìwọ tó yẹ pé bóyá gàrí ló mu ọwọ́ sọ pé ó ti sú mi pé gàrí tí mo mú un. lọ́wọ́ àwọn kan o wọ́n jẹ oúnjẹ tó jẹ́ pé oúnjẹ aládùn pé kì í ṣùgbọ́n àbí. ẹ wò ó ẹ jẹ́ dúpẹ́ tiwa o ní gbogbo tá a bá dà kọjá lákà ìkànnì tó pékédé tó gbóúnjẹ fẹ́gbẹ́ tó tún gbà ọ̀bọ̀ pẹ̀lú òun ẹ̀ ló pẹ́ ẹ jẹ́ dúpẹ́ tiwa o. ó bí ògo ó bí ire gbogbo ìlàkọjá mi ìlàkọjá tiẹ̀ náà ó bí ògo ó bí ire ẹ já wò ó. ní ìbáwájọ́ ìrìn àjò ọ̀sẹ̀ tó kọjá yìí à ń lọ láyọ̀ à ń bọ̀ láyọ̀ ìjáde wa àti wọlé wa kò gbé ewu lọ́wọ́ ṣé kò tó ọpẹ́ ni. bẹ́ẹ̀ ni o bẹ́ẹ̀ ni o àwa aláìlẹ́nìkan kì í ṣe pa olówó náà ṣùgbọ́n àyò ebi òde pa wá tó wá jẹ́ pé àdúrà ni ó dá mo fẹ́ béèrè kan mo rẹ̀ fẹ́ wá ká dáhùn tó wá jẹ́ pé àdúrà ni àti àwẹ̀ lèèyàn fi ń wà láyé ó dá àwọn ọmọ pé ìbẹ̀lẹ̀ ọlọ́jọ́ dé bá wọn kọ́ sí ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ wọn ni àbí ṣe wọn àdúrà gbà tó ìwọ tó yẹ pé láti bàtọ́ ọdún ìtìbẹ̀ òògùn tẹ̀ tí mo lọ rí lókè o ti lọ ilé ìjọsìn rárá tó dẹ̀ ṣe wà láyé tó dẹ̀ ṣe wà láyé ẹ̀ ṣí mímọ̀ ṣe ẹ̀ ṣí mímọ̀ ṣe ẹni kì í ṣe mímọ̀ ṣe ẹ̀ àánú la rí gbà o àánú ni o olórí ẹsẹ̀ kọríkọrí ìdán gbogbo tó jẹ́ bàbàrà fún ọ ọ̀rẹ́ náà fi ṣèké rẹ̀ àwọn kan àti ẹgbẹ́ wọ́n sanwó àlàáfíà ni wọ́n sanwó èémí tó ń mí wọ́n sanwó ẹ̀jẹ̀ wọ́n sanwó omi ṣùgbọ́n tí bá béèrè lọ́wọ́ láìwí asán tí bá sọ pé èmi ni wọ́n ta data 1 gig ó máa mọ́ èmi ni wọ́n ta data 2 gig torí pé kí ni ẹni tí wọ́n ti mọ tó ń ta ìwé omi ìgò tó ń ta ìgò ẹ̀jẹ̀ náà síta tó ta tó mọ tó ń ta omi ó máa mọ̀ pé ọlọ́ọ̀bá mi ò gbèrò pé méjì pé kan ṣe lọ lọ́run. èmi àtẹnìkan á sọ̀rọ̀ kan ní àná mo ní ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ ó ṣẹlẹ̀ sẹ́ni tó súnmọ́ mi dáadáa nígbà tẹ́yìn tó papòdà tó wá gbé sí lágbọ́n sílé ìgbókùpamọ́ ìyé tá à ń pè ní mọ́ṣúárì mo lábàtẹ́ pé èyí mo gba ní ẹ kalẹ̀ orúkọ mi náà fi rẹ́gísítà pé tó bá fẹ́ máa wò ó ìgbìmọ̀ náà fàyè láti máa mi yẹn. mo nígbà tó di ọjọ́ kejì tí mo kọjá lọ bẹ̀ lọ ṣàyẹ̀wò pé ṣé wọ́n kàn tọ́jú ìyá ìṣọ́ tọ́jú ẹ̀ dáadáa èmi ti wọlé tán o èmi ò kú gbẹgbẹ́ ẹ mọ̀ pé wọ́n wò lọ ní ibi tí báyìí kojú bẹ̀ mò ń lọ. bí mo ṣe dọ̀dọ̀ ẹ nìyí wọ́n wájú wọn ní báwo ló ṣe rí àmúlé mo fọwọ́ kan lára mo ní ó wà òkè mo ní ẹ ṣé mo tún dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ wọn. ṣé ẹ bẹ́ẹ̀ kí n kojú sẹ́yìn kí n yí ẹ̀kọ́ ọ̀bá ẹ mi ò mọ̀ pé àárín àwọn àtìláyé la wà kì í ṣàwọn báńdíìtì o àárín àwọn tó ti papọ̀ ní o àṣà àárín wọn wà. ṣé ẹni tí mo wọ́ báyìí àní mo dẹ̀ ń gbọ̀n lójú kan tí mo wà ẹ wo gédé ọmọkùnrin ẹ wá wo ọmọbìnrin ní òótọ́ dẹ̀ já wọn jù ú lẹ̀. ìwọ kọ́ wa lè ní dúpẹ́ ọ̀rọ̀ wa tọ́pọ̀ jọpẹ́ lọ. ẹ wo ìṣẹ́jú pé lókun fún láti rìn lórí ètò yìí àgbẹ̀yìn ká fi eléyìí ká fi ṣe ara létí ni o káwọn bọ́ ṣe ń dúpẹ́ ni o. ẹ má bínú pé ẹ nílé gbọ́ ètò wa ilé ní ìyá ètò nígbà kan rí ẹ má ṣe é pogo ẹ̀ papọ̀ ẹ ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ sí àpọ̀bọ̀ ìkànnì Splash FM. ẹ wo orúkọ tèmi náà tí ìpadà ń lọmọ yín ọ̀rẹ́ yín àbúrò yín olólùfẹ́ yín òjò bó ṣe dúpẹ́ ẹja kọ́ pé bó ṣe fi ẹ̀mí mọ̀ràn torí pé àwọn àgbà bọ̀ wípé ẹni tá a ṣe olóore tí ò dúpẹ́ ó dàbí ẹni tí ọlọ́ṣà yìí kí ni tó kú lẹ́rù lọ ẹja dúpẹ́ rẹ tọ́ba mi ò kì í ṣe fún wa ọba tí ò gbowó tí ò gbòbì lọ́wọ́ wa kó tó dá wa sí ó tọ́pẹ́ ó jọpẹ́ lọ mo ní ká fi àtàrí ká fi pàdé ní ọjọ́ mẹ́jọ òní ṣùgbọ́n tí dìgbà náà ọpọ́ pàtàkì lọ́wọ́ gbogbo àwọn tájọ ṣètò fún tọ́jọ́ tìní ọpọ́ pàtàkì lọ́wọ́ bọ́tìnì mi ẹ tó bá ń gbé sókè tó bá ń gbé wálẹ̀ ẹ tó jẹ́ kẹ́ ẹ máa láǹfààní láti wò mí ketekete nílé.
Sunsplash ibi tí ìtọ̀sán oòrùn ti ń tàn lẹ́kìtì ẹ̀fọn aláàyè làwá wà tá a ti ń dábẹ́ aró tá a ń rọ̀ bí òwe Sunsplash FM your lively show.
kẹ́kù ilé ọgbọ́n kó sọ fún toko kálábòsí gbọ́ kọ́rọ̀ fún gbogbo ẹ̀dá ìjìyàn ní káfọ́ nípa orí afẹ́fẹ́ ìyá rédíò tí ó ní àmì ìlaka tí fi gbogbo ohun tó ń lọ lórílẹ̀‐èdè tó ní létí láti òwúrọ̀ kùtù títí di àṣálẹ́ láláì dánudúró Sunsplash FM ní mò ń wí ọ́ ìkànnì bàbá ìkànnì níbi tí ẹ ti máa gbọ́ ìròyìn àsìkò ẹ̀fẹ̀ lọ́lọ́kan òjọ̀kan ọ̀rọ̀ nípa òṣèlú ohun tó ń lọ lọ́wọ́ láàrin ìdílé àdúgbò àti ní gbogbo agbègbè rẹ̀ Sunsplash FM ní o ìkànnì alálùbáríkà ìkànnì tí ń léwájú tí àwọn akẹgbẹ́ rẹ̀ ń tẹ̀lé tí ó fi ìdí kalẹ̀ sí ìlú ẹ̀fọn alàyè ní ìpínlẹ̀ Èkìtì níbi tí ìtọ̀sán oòrùn rẹ̀ ti ń tàn káàkiri gbogbo àgbáláyé o.
The time is 5 o'clock. Good evening and welcome to News Spectrum at Sunsplash FM from Alaye, Ekiti State. We will bring you beautiful stories and news update. First, the headlines. I am at the Bamibadi. Federal government grants license to new private university in Ekiti State. Tinubu appoints new special advisor on House of Reps matters. To business news, federal government Access Bank push AI to grow MSMEs. To sport news, Arsenal to improve €70 million Guy Mari's bid. To news beyond Nigeria, Iran says war to expand further if US attacks continue. To the news in detail. The federal government has granted a provisionally license to I Flyers University, Ekiti, to commence operations as a private university in Ekiti State. The Executive Secretary of the National University Commission, Professor Abdullahi Ribadu, presented the license to the institution's proprietor, Dr. Busayo Ajayi, in Abuja on Friday. The certificate dated June 29, 2026 was jointly signed by the Minister of Education, Dr. Tunji Alausa, and the NUC Executive Secretary. The approval followed the institution's fulfillment of the Commission's requirements for establishing a conventional private university. According to the NUC, the university will commence academic activities with 3 faculties comprising 11 departments and 15 undergraduate programs. The Faculty of Allied Arts Sciences will offer nursing science, public health, physiotherapy, and medical laboratory science. Osun State, the All Progressives Congress has constituted its National Campaign Council and several subcommittees ahead of the August 15, 2026 governorship election in Osun State, appointing Imo State Governor Hope Uzodinma as chairman of the Campaign Council. The party saw the move as part of preparations to coordinate its nationwide campaign structure and mobilize support for his candidate in the forthcoming election. The announcement was contained in a statement issued today by the APC National Publicity Secretary, Felix Moka. According to the statement, the campaign council was constituted through a notice signed by the party's National Secretary, Senator Ajibola Bashiru. Kebbi State. Suspected gunmen have abducted a judge of the Kebbi State High Court, Justice Farouk Bonza, from his residence in Bonza, local government area of the state. The incident, which occurred before dawn today, has triggered a coordinated rescue operation by security agencies as efforts intensify to secure the judge's release. A family source told journalists that Justice Bonza had returned home from Sokoto State shortly before the armed men invaded his residence along Zogama Road and abducted him. The source said the hijackers stormed the house while shouting and alerting residents in the area, but succeeded in abducting the judge without causing physical harm to other occupants or neighbors. The police spokesperson assured residents that the command was working with other security agencies to rescue the judge unharmed and bring the abductors to justice. No group had claimed responsibilities for the abduction as of the time of filing this report, while investigations into the incident were ongoing. Moving to Bauchi State. The Bauchi State government has debunked a viral social media claim alleging that Governor Bala Muhammad approved a fixed dowry of 1,500 naira for divorced women, describing the report as false, misleading, and a deliberate attempt to misinform the public. The Commissioner for Religious Affairs and Spiritual Reorientation, Muhammad Bini, stated this while addressing journalists in Bauchi today. Bini saw the viral video, which has been circulating on Facebook and TikTok, also falsely claimed that the traditional ruler of Zar, Gumiza, directed residents to comply with the purported government policy. The commissioner added that Governor Bala Muhammad had constantly repeated the religious beliefs, cultural values, and traditions of the people of Bauchi State since assuming office. Bini also appealed to the public to verify information before circulating it on social media. In the meantime, operatives of the Delta State Police Command have arrested 2 suspected criminals and recovered 2 pistols, live ammunition, suspected cocaine, and other incriminating items during a stop and search operation along the Agbo Wari Road. The arrest, according to the police, was made on Saturday by operatives of the Civil Highway Patrol as the command intensified efforts to curb the proliferation of illegal firearms and drug-related crimes across the state. The Delta State Police Command has in recent months intensified intelligence-led operations and highway patrols aimed at disrupting criminal networks, intercepting illegal arms, and combating drug trafficking as part of broader efforts to improve security across the state. The police said the operation underscores the command's ongoing crackdown of violent crime, illegal firearms, and illicit drug trafficking across Delta State. Commending the operatives for the successful operation, the Commissioner of Police, Delta State Command, CP Yemi Oyeniyi, praised their vigilance and professionalism. Troops of the Joint Task Force Northwest Operation Fasan Yama have rescued 48 kidnapped victims following a gun battle with terrorists who attacked Magami village in Kaura, Namuda local government area of Zamfara State. The military disclosed this in a statement issued today by the Media Information Officer by Operation Fasan Yama, Lieutenant Colonel Aliyu Danja. According to the statement, the rescue operation was launched in the early hours of yesterday after troops received a district call that dozens of heavily armed terrorists have invaded the community. The army, however, disclosed that 1 civilian was killed during the attack, while 2 others sustained gunshot injuries and were taken to the General Hospital, Kaura Namoda, for treatment. Commending the troops, the Shelter Command praised their professionalism and reassured residents of its commitment to restoring security across the Northwest. Abia State, the Abia State government has said it arrested 114 defaulters during the July edition of the state monthly environmental sanitation exercise held yesterday in Aba and Humai, as it announced plans to establish a neighborhood environmental watch. In Humai, 64 defaulters were arrested, while 9 people, including students traveling for lectures and those on essential duties, were discharged on health and other legitimate grounds. 3 offenders were ordered to perform community service. In Haba, more than 50 sanitation defaulters were arrested. The commissioner called on health officers in Osisioma and Obinwa local government areas to actively participate in the future exercise. He also commended volunteers enforcing restrictions on UMA and vehicular movement in some areas, warning them against extortion and urged transport union leaders to mobilize their members for the exercise instead of remaining idle. Reacting after monitoring the exercise in Aba, the head of the ASEPA Monitoring Task Force, Mr. Priest Onoa, expressed satisfaction with residents' participation. In the meantime, the chairman of the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission, Musa Ali Yusan, has said that responsible data handling is inseparable from the Commission's anti-corruption mandate, stressing that public trust depends not only on the Commission's ability to investigate and prosecute corruption-related offences, but also on its capacity to protect personal information entrusted to it. According to her statement released and posted on the agency's website yesterday, the chairman stated this while declaring open a one-day sanitation and awareness program on data protection and privacy for officers and staff of the commission held at the ICPC headquarters, Abuja. Represented by the Director, Legal Services Department, Mr. Henry M. Murray, Aliyu noted that the Commission receives, processes, analyses, stores, shares, and retains enormous volumes of information in the discharge of its statutory responsibilities, much of which relates to petitioners, suspects, witnesses, complainants, employees, contractors, consultants, and members of the public. In the meantime, the Independent National Electoral Commission has insisted that the continuous voter registration exercise ends yesterday, despite calls by some opposition political parties and civil society organizations for an extension over concerns that millions of citizens could be excluded from the 2027 general elections. Our correspondent gathered that the opposition parties and CSOs demanded that the exercise be extended to allow more eligible Nigerians to register, while INEC urged those who yet to register to take advantage of the remaining hours before the registration window closes. In a notice issued on its X handle yesterday, the Commission said the exercise would end today, July 26th, with designated registration centers open from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. INEC also reminded prospective voters that they could complete the registration process online through its dedicated CVR portal or visit designated INEC offices and registration centers nationwide for physical assistance. The new Electoral Act stipulates that INEC is required to stop voter registration, updating and revision of the voters registered 90 days before an election to allow for data cleanup, the printing of permanent voter cards, and other logistic preparations. In the meantime, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has appointed Wasiu Olariwaju Smart as Special Advisor to the President on National Assembly Matters, House of Representatives. Olariwaju Smart succeeds Ibrahim Olariwaju, who resigned to contest an elective post in his own state. The presidency said Tinubu is confident that Olariwaju's march will deploy his experience, intellect, and commitment to strengthen legislative coordination and relations between the presidency, ministries, departments, and agencies and the House of Representatives. Moving on, former Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Babashir Lawal, has claimed that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu played a pivotal role in the formation of the All Progressives Congress and backroad key aspects of the 2015 presidential campaign that brought former President Muhammadu Buhari to power. Lawal, who served as SGF under Buhari, made her claims during an interview on Symphony TV released yesterday. He recounted how he acted as a bridge between Buhari and Tinubu to facilitate the merger of opposition parties into the APC, with the primary goal of defeating the People's Democratic Party. According to Lawal, Buhari initially tasked him with the merger process because of his close relationship with Tinubu. On Tinubu personally, Lawal said, "Suddenly, I don't know what has happened. He has lost his soul. Having come to this government, he has lost his soul." The federal government and Access Bank PLC have emphasized the strategic role of artificial intelligence and digital financial infrastructure in expanding small business operations, maintaining that Nigeria's target of obtaining a $1 trillion economy remains tied to the rapid digitalization of micro, small, and medium enterprises. The consensus was reached at the Access Bank MSME Digital Growth Conference, themed AI for SMEs, Scaling Through Digital Tools, which coincided with the official launch of the Access SME application on Friday at the bank's head office in Victoria Island, Lagos. Delivering the keynote address, the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Entrepreneurship Development in Communications, Innovation, and Digital Economy, Shagaya, stated that the federal government considers small enterprises operators critical catalyst in nationalizing its macroeconomy objectives under the renewed Hope agenda. Access Bank reaffirmed its commitment to deepening non-financial advisory support, expanding credit access, and providing specialized digital solutions tailored to improve small business sustainability across the country. To sport news. Arsenal are expected to increase their offer for Newcastle United midfielder Bruno Guimaraes as they step up effort to secure the Brazilian signature this summer. As reported by football transfer expert Fabrizio Romano on X today, the Gunners are set to reopen club-to-club talks with Newcastle next week after an initial proposal of around €70 million failed to make a breakthrough. Personal teams are understood to have already been agreed with Guimaraes, leaving negotiations between the two clubs as the final hurdle to completing the transfer. Arsenal are now preparing an improved bid in the hope of convincing Newcastle to sanction the sale of their captain, who remains one of Eddie Howe's key players. However, the deal will depend on Newcastle's willingness to negotiate and evaluation the place on the 28-year-old midfielder, with the Magpies yet to indicate they are ready to part with one of their most influential players. To the news beyond Nigeria. Rescuers are searching for 17 missing people today after a Vietnamese cargo ship carrying 62 people sank during stormy weather in the congested South China Sea, Vietnam's foreign ministry said. Vietnam's authorities arrived at the scene after the vessel Koi Nguyen 18 sank while operating in bad weather conditions in the East Sea. Foreign Minister spokesperson Chung Ag said in a statement to AFP. Beijing claims the South China Sea, known as the East Sea in Vietnam, in nearly its entreaty despite an international ruling that its assertion has no legal basis. Vietnam, along with Philippines, Brunei, Malaysia, and Taiwan, have competing claims to areas of the strategic waterways, including a spray-clad island chain, which are believed to sit on vast oil and gas resources. Iran's warned today that the Mid-East war would widen if the United States chose to press ahead with attacks on the Islamic Republic ahead of the visit of Israel Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to Washington. He said the war had already expanded to the Bab al-Mandeb Strait at the entrance of the Red Sea, referencing the recent military flare-up between Yemen's Iran-backed Houthi rebels and Saudi Arabia. On Friday, Israel said Netanyahu will meet U.S. President Donald Trump at the White House on Tuesday. And to wrap up the news for 5 o'clock on Splash FM, here are the top stories once again. Federal government grants license to new private university in Ekiti State. Tinubu appoints new special advisor on House of Reps matters. To business news, federal government Access Bank push AI to grow MSMEs. And to sport news, Arsenal to improve €70 million Gomari's bid. To the news beyond Nigeria, Iran says war to expand further if US attacks continue. And that's it on this update for 5 o'clock on Splash FM. Thank you for listening. Have a great and wonderful evening ahead.